On October 16, 2009, it was far away at the Cairo International Stadium when Ghana came up against Egypt. When Ghana came up against Brazil, rather, the final of the 2009 Under-20 World Cup. The Black Satellites had held Brazil for nearly 80 minutes, playing with just 10 men because one of the centre-backs had received a red card with just 34 minutes played. The Black Satellites were able to hold on all the way to a penalty shootout, and one man rose the flag of Ghana high. If you could recall, the commentator clearly said, "Is it Africa? Is it Africa?" And he said, "Yes, it is." And when he said it is, the gentleman who buried that last kick penalty took to his heels, took off his shirt. He was chased by his teammates. It was the moment that every single person with Ghanaian DNA felt proud, and even neutrals were proud of that next generation of the national team players. He went on to the 2010 African Cup of Nations, was superb. Unfortunately, at the World Cup stage, he couldn't make it due to injury. This is how we start the Nabila show today, because we are speaking to the man who wrote history for Ghana in 2009. Agyemang Badu is our guest on the Nabila show today. Thanks, Emma. A pleasure to have you. I'd like to find out from you, just roll back the year 2020. Give me your description of that year, because many people say that it was a weird year. Others say it was a difficult year. From your perspective, what kind of a year was 2020?
Very, very difficult because of the COVID, and I was living in Italy at that time, so I know how the COVID really messed everything up. When you open the TV or you on the TV, what you saw is dead bodies around like February to like June. So it was very difficult for us. I was on lockdown for 4 good months alone there, so it was very, very difficult. We're still in it, but gradually I think things are getting better. So 2020 was very, very difficult year for everybody in the whole world.
True. How did you overcome that period of the lockdown, coupled with how you were unable to play what you love, which is football?
Well, I guess I wasn't the only person who was struggling at that time. Everybody was struggling, and that is how the world have tended to be, and we need to just abide with it and just be cautious and save ourselves. It was very difficult, especially those who were living alone. If you want some foodstuffs, you just need to call our doctor or one of our physios. Then you send a message on WhatsApp to him, whatever you want. He will go to the supermarket and get the stuffs. When he get to your door, he will just drop the stuff and call you that your stuff are here. So it was very, very weird, and we really suffered, but thank God we're still alive, and we just need to keep going. It was a very difficult one.
What was going through your mind at that point that people were even afraid to get into contact with you?
Seriously, at that time, I wanted to be at home. At least to be with my family a bit, to just ease the pressure on me, because when you on the TV, you can't watch anything. What you will see is only dead bodies. So it was a bit scary, but like how I said, everybody was in this mess, so I survived it.
Let's talk about training sessions. How were they like?
So we were on lockdown, and they will send you a program. Some are living in the big houses, maybe the Italians, they have their own houses. Unfortunately for us who were renting some 2 apartments or 3 apartments, you don't have a lot of space, so all you could do is just some normal 15-20 minutes training, because you can't use the treadmill in somebody's house. So it was very difficult, but after the 4 months, I think we started in the group, 6 players. We will go and train like very, very good distance, and gradually we started playing the quarter of the games left. It was difficult, but we were okay.
4 months just alone, you had a program to train. You had to follow the program until you started training in pairs 6. How weird was it?
It was very very weird. I remember when we were on the lockdown. You can't even hear a bird flying. Like all you hear is like there's this police cars in town, announcing everybody should stay at home. The COVID is real and stuff like that. So you go to your balcony and just watch them and just come inside. Very very weird. And even the training programs was seriously I couldn't do a lot because. You are renting somebody's place and you can't just mess the place out. As in Europe, you know how the laws work there. So it was very, very weird, very, 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 very. But like how I said at first, I wasn't the only person who was in this mess or situation. So we stay focused and move on with our life.
The resumption of football. Finally, football resumed and you were back to the pitch. Talk to us. And coincidentally, around that period too, you had some other challenges. What was it like?
Well, after everything went down a bit, we started training. We did a COVID test and we started trainings. Supporters couldn't come to the training grounds. The games, the supporters can't come either. So it was like having a normal training grounds or like you were at a preseason where the games look like just mere friendly game. Whilst we are playing like proper Italian Serie A, which everybody needs points. So it was like all you could hear is the sound of the ball. Your colleagues shouting and coach is giving instructions. No morale from supporters and everything. And this kind of job it look a bit difficult and strange because we never been in this kind of situation where you will be playing football and even one supporter is not on the field, and it was difficult. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was out a bit because of the injury I had, so I think it gave me a lot of time to recover very well, and I was able to play the last 10 games left. I was able to have a good playing time.
We were there until reports emerged that Agyemang Badu have got heart issues. What happened and how did you overcome that?
No, I never had heart issues. It was my lungs. I think I get a hit, and like there was a small black clot. I never in my life had a heart issue. So I think it was even in 2019. We were at preseason, so we had our last friendly game against Spa. After the friendly game, we came back to Verona, and I went and slept. I was feeling some fatigue at my back, so I thought, oh well, it's a normal training, it's a programs where we had, and maybe I had a knock. So a day before, after I went to the training grounds in the morning and I complained to the doctor. So he gave me some painkillers. So I took them and I was okay. I trained with the team in the evening. I went back at home. I was still feeling a pain because when I breathe, I can feel the pain a bit. So I called the doctor around like 1 a.m. Fortunately, he was up and he was a bit far from my place. So he called our physiotherapist. He was very closer to me and he came there. So we went to the hospital and we did heart, everything was perfect. They check, I did an x-ray, MRI, they can't see anything. And I went back home, I took some painkillers as well. I trained, in the morning I went and trained normal. But when I ran, I felt a bit of fatigue. That wasn't normal me, as everybody knows. So I complained to the doctor again that, no, this is not me, because when I ran, I feel a lot of fatigue. And he told me that, okay, we need to go and do one to check my muscles and stuff like that. So the following day, we went to the hospital and we did one, and I think I had a knock, which was very deep in the game, and the blood wasn't flowing very well. That's why I have that clot in my lungs. So they say, well, you need to stay out of football for 3 to 4 months. Yeah. So that was from 2019 August, September to December. I was home doing nothing, absolutely nothing. I took some pills, small pills like this, and after 2.5 months, I started doing the bicycle work and the gym work. I went for another checkup, and everything was resolved. Thank God, and they said I can start training.
How did you take that news of you have a blood clot and you had to stay away for about 4 months?
No, I was a bit surprised because I've been playing in Europe for like 10 years. I never had such problems, and so why at first he said it in Italian, and I didn't, this sentence and how their words are very difficult to understand. So he later explained to me in English. I said, "Ugh, then I need to go to Google and see what is going on, or I need to call my doctor in Ghana." So I called my doctor, and he said, "Oh, no, it's not too serious. You just need to just take the pill they give you, and it will dissolve all the blood there. And after, you can just go and do your work." So I abide with the rules and take the pill, and after 2.5 months, I started training very well. Fortunately, unfortunately, when I started playing, the COVID came in, and we went on another lockdown for that 3 4 months. And after everything was fine, I played the games and I started the pre-season. So now I'm not having any problems. I go and thank God, and I'm feeling very good now.
Thanks to God. We're having a conversation with former Ghana international. We'll be talking about 8 because it sounds weird to actually describe Agyemang Badu as a former Ghana international because we saw him. I remember vividly that 2012 AFCON when it was hosted by Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. He scored a thunderbolt that was nominated for FIFA Podcast. That goal came up against Guinea. I remember so well. We have a special conversation with him here on the Nabila show. Ima, talk to me about your career locally before we move to abroad. How would you describe your days playing the Ghana Premier League? And actually, where did you even start from actually?
Well, I'm from Sekwa, as everybody knows, Pendy Street. That is where I started, playing in the gutters, as usual. I was in school as well, and I was playing for our second division team. It was called Fire Youngsters. So we were having this inter-schools, and one teacher who was from Brekum, he was transferred there. So he saw me and he called my manager from Brekum, who was having this club called Berlin FC. So he said he have seen some young talented player there. So if he can come and watch him and maybe talk to the family and see what they can do. So my manager, Ibrahim Dramani, he came and spoke to my mom. My mom said, no, I need to go to school. But I agreed with my mom because, in the villages, at that time, we were talking about 15, 17, 12 years ago, nobody will agree with you that you will make it. And it wasn't like we are in a digital world now. Somebody can just have the phone, go and video himself and put it on YouTube or whatever so that people can see him. It was very difficult. So I agreed the first time. My manager came back to Brekum, came back again to my mom, spoke and tried to convince her. He added some dignitaries as well, and I think my mom agreed. So I moved from Sekwa to Brekum, where I play for Berlin FC. Funny thing, I was playing for second division at Sekwa. When I came to Berlin FC, it was third division. So people was, why? From second division to third division. But I didn't look at the club side. I looked at the side that this man have been fantastic for a couple of players. He was the manager of John Pencil, Samuel Chere, and a couple of Brekum Arsenal and BA players. So I took that as an advantage. So I came, and luckily for me, the first year I qualified the team to second division. We were having this local debut Semrika. That's the Brecum Chelsea now. It was called Semrika at that time. So my first local debut against Semrika, we won 4-3. I scored 3, and that is where the attention started coming on me. And after, fortunately, I met Pakwasi Fabian, and he took me to Brecum as nurse. That was first 6 months. It was very difficult from second division to Premiership. I did my best, but I told them I want to stay another year so that I can have experience and know how the league like. So I signed another year contract, and that is where everything started. Scoring goals. The top 4 I scored against Heart of Lions, Ashgood, Kotoko, and that is where everything started. That's where the attention came on me, and I moved to Asante Kotoko.
How was it like when you were told you were joining Kotoko? What was the feeling like?
Seriously, I was a fan of Asante Kotoko, but I was having a soft spot for Hasselfolk because of the 64 battalions. You know, at that time they have this character of players. Even if you beat them 10-0, they will come back and win the game. You know, the Dombote, the Ismaelados, and Oseko Force. So I was having this soft spot for them. That's 64 battalions. But I was a big fan of Kotoko. So when I had the call, I said, why not? You see, in football, your CV need to be very lovely. And after playing for Berlin FC second division, just a year, I moved to Brecum now. Just a year, and a club like Kotoko is coming after me. I don't have any option than to go. So the funniest thing was, they called Yakumoro, may he so rest in peace. And he said, no, he's not selling. So somebody hinted me. Then I called my manager. Then my manager told Kotoko, hey, he's on loan. So you can't get direct with the man. You need to. So Kotoko, when they knew that I was on loan, they said, okay. Then there's a huge possibility that we can get the guy. So they started negotiating with my manager, and the day went through. They wanted to buy, and my manager said, no, I will give him a loan to you. So that is where everything started. So House of Folk called me at that time. What's the name of this? The former MP? Odoto. Yes, he called me, and I came to Accra to meet him. From there, I met, what's the name? Mr. Cheme. I met him at his office as well. Yes. But after analyzing everything together, my heart was at the Fabulous Boys, so I moved.
You had a soft spot for House of Oak. Why did you not join House of Oak when they also came calling?
You see, I say I have a soft spot. That doesn't mean say I'm a fan of the of the club. My junior brother is a House of Oak fan. My mom is Asante Kotoko, and my nephews, some are House of Folk, like proper House of Folk fan. And I wanted to play for Asante Kotoko. And fortunately for me or for them, my manager is a proper Kotoko fan. So I have respect for him when he speaks at times. You know, I just need to bow down, and I agreed with him. Not only that, but both offers wasn't the same. I think Kotoko's offer was a bit higher than House of Folk. So I just need to consider the other side of it as well.
that is extremely essential when you are making decisions in your career and order. What were your days at Kotoko like?
Very weird a bit. When I signed for Kotoko, I think 3 days or 4 days, I had a call up to the National Under-20, the satellite, where we were preparing for the AFCON 20 in Rwanda. So I couldn't get the time to play, even to train with the team. So I went straight to camp. You know, when we are going to tournament, we'll be in camp like junior level, like a month. Before tournament, we take like 3 weeks or like a month. So after when we won the cup and we came, we were at M Plaza Hotel, relaxing, and that was Wednesday, I remember vividly. Then Opoku Afriye, may he so rest in peace as well. He came that, hey, we need to move. Sunday we have a game against House of Folk. I said, TM, please, with all due respect, I'm very tired. From tournament every 3 days, we have a game. He said, no, but we need you, we need income, you need to be back to the team. And, apart from being the team, business side as well, you will get a lot of supporters to the stadium because we won the under 20, we won the Wafu at that time. And I have signed for the club, I haven't trained with the team, I haven't played anything, so maybe the supporters wants to see me. At that time, Herbert Ado and Coach Opele, they were the coaches. So this is my job. A footballer is like a soldier. You don't need to just relax. The following day on Thursday, we took a flight and straight to Kumasi. Seriously, I need to comment what they have done for me in Kumasi. I was at a hotel, they will come there every 2 minutes, ask me if I want anything, what is going on, am I okay? So I was driving to stadium and I stopped to buy fuel. So when I bought the fuel and the guy saw me, oh, Agyemang, you are back, yeah? Sunday, please, go. And I didn't pay even one Ghana city. They gave me, so I was, is that how it is here? Okay.
So you bought the fuel for free?
For free. That is why every time I have been telling people that I have unfinished business with Kotoko because of how they treated me. Then I left. So when I was going in my mind, I said, oh, okay, well, I have seen a lot. When Chastela moved there, you see, after training, or when they win the game, the supporters will be giving the players a lot of stuff. So I was, okay, I think it's my time. Let me just grab it and see how it goes. I went to training grounds. It was marvelous. And Sunday came. We went in camp on Saturday. Sunday came and we went to the game. Sadly, we lost 2-1. That was my first game. Second game, we came to Accra Sports Stadium against Tema Youth. That is where I showed my talent. After that game, I think Herbert Ado left and Coach Opele took over and we won the game 2-1. From there, national team under 20 Chan Senior Blasters and the 20 Chan Senior Blasters, and my contract ended.
You didn't even have a good stint with Kotoko?
No. That is why every time I said unfinished business. I think I have explained everything to you now.
Let's talk about the under 20 because you talked about signing for Kotoko within 3 days. You had to go for competitions and tournaments and all that. That U20 tournament in Egypt, people seem to have interesting stories about that tournament. What are the memories you have about that tournament?
One is I was in my room day before the Brazil game, the finals. It was around like 2 to 3 a.m. Like the sleep was not coming. I was like this. Then
were you nervous?
A bit nervous because how we fought so hard from the group stages to quarters to semis, knockout stage and everything to the finals, and you play against Brazil. Obviously, you'll be a bit nervous, and it's not like I'm afraid of them. It's like how you fought. So that end, if you lose this cup, when again? So a lot was going through my mind. I was relaxing around 2, 3. Then I heard somebody knock my door. I said, who? He said, Andre. I said, my guy, why are you not sleeping? He said, bro, I can't. So he came, he said, bro, what's up? I said, bro, we did. But the game is at 8 in the night, so obviously we will have time to rest. And he said, I'm just going around to see if everybody is okay and those who are sleeping, if everything is fine with them. So he's a very great guy. He went around and he came. We spoke lengthily a bit, around like 4. He went to his room. In the morning when we went for breakfast, he told me, you get a cup. And yeah, I trust him a bit. I have worked with him for a very long time. I know when he says something, he means it. So I started gathering the courage. I said, for this guy to say that, that means we have to go all out and win this game. That is one of the funniest or weird things I can say.
About that tournament. People often say that prior to that final game, the late Jordan and Nabila kept telling you boys that you were going to be champions.
No, he told us after the semi-finals game. He came, he said, Agyemang. Mostly people call me Nana because of the name related to the Domahene. Nana, that is exactly what he said. At long last, the cup is coming to Ghana. At that time, we were very young. You don't understand some speeches. So I said, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, are you sure?" He said, "Just watch it. At long last, we are going home with the cup. Everything is done." And when an experienced football administrator like him talks, his legs is on something. That is what.
Tell you that if a blind man says he's going to stone you, he's stepping on something.
Exactly. So you see, this kind of things, it gingers the players. You have this kind of confidence. Oh, the people around you, the people supporting you, have confidence that you can win the thing. So you on the pitch, you just need to give a little bit to push maybe what they have seen. And I think it really worked very well. He's always there for us. Mr. Randiabe was there as well, pushing, helping, like talking to the government to do everything for the players. And you see, the team was looking lovely because we were not lacking anything. When it comes to managerial position, top, the government, excellent football players, group, quality, hungry for success. And that is what exactly helped us.
What was the most difficult game in that World Cup that you people played?
South Africa and Korea. Ask all the players we went with. After playing that 2 games, I think it looked like you were out and the soldiers were telling you to go home and you are struggling with them and they beat you. Like after the South Africa, we won 4-3. It was a very difficult game. You see the academy level is top quality. So they were having this finest players, fantastic football, and at times we need to use, the strength, Ghana will say buka buka lie, just to intimidate them. And we were having some great, fantastic strikers like Edia, Ransford, or Sen, and they who we get half chance they will bury them. So we took the advantage, but I think South Korea, we suffered a lot. We beat them 5-4 or something like that. 3-2, something like 3-2. And you see how they ran. I was very hot, and they took us on till we used experience to beat them. So those 2 games were the difficult ones.
South Korea and South Africa. I remember that South Africa game when Edia scored that winning goal. How everyone cheered up and was running on the streets. Now, let's talk about Andre. You mentioned how great Andre is. What kind of a leader was he to the team?
We were at Jeffkins Hotel in Adenta, around Adenta, when we were preparing for the under 20. And he came. I was there, from the onset. He wasn't there at that time. So I was like the leader of the team. Edia too was there. David Ade was there before he moved to Randes. Inkum was there before he also moved to Switzerland. So Rabi Mohammed was there as well, but they have a lot of respect for me. So Mr. Jordan came and he said they wanted Andrea to be the captain. I said fine. He will get support from us, and we are there to work with him. And when he came to camp, he was a great guy. Every time checking on the players. Well, most of the players were playing in Ghana with small things. If you need some help, some credit, that petty stuff, like he's there he's willing to help, and he will come to you if I have some problems at home, just to let you focus on what we are doing. I was shocked when I saw him on that level. But from there we moved to the Africa. The same. He never changed. But you see, he never take decisions on his own. He will have the plans, come to the big, if I say the big men, those who are a bit older, we have meetings, and he will tell everybody to bring something on board. You have meetings, you meet the team itself, and everybody will have his way out to talk, and we have cordial agreement. When we take one decision like this, nothing can change it, and we will stand by it. And from the WAFU to the AFCON to the World Cup, you didn't even hear there from anyone, because the decision we take It's not one person, or this one will go and speak behind this one. When we take it, we take it. And when we go to the meeting, we will stand by it. And he was a fantastic leader.
That final against Brazil, tell us, after that red card Ado had, what were people told?
So when the red card came, I thought maybe I would be on my normal position, where the offensive midfielder number 8, and I was thinking Bobo would take one of the strikers out, then he would bring a defender. But he called me and said, "No, withdraw back. Go and play 6 and 4, like combine both. You are very experienced." When I was playing at the 20, I have a privilege to play for the Blasters. I met the likes of Asians, and so I was having this kind of small experience. And said, "You can play it because you have the experience. You can play defensive midfield, you can play attacking midfield. So I should allow Rabiu a bit ahead of me, and I should stay with Jonathan." And I was okay. Well, this is a team; it's a collective matter. So this is last game left. We have to do everything we can to get the cup for our mother Ghana. So I combine a bit of the defensive midfield role with the central defense role. It was very difficult playing against Brazil, the likes of Texera and this kind of players. It was difficult. Yeah, Douglas Costa. They get a couple of chances. You also got some, but we stood by ourselves with courage, determination, and you go on the penalty kicks. That is where they really was worrisome.
Why did you take the last penalty?
So, in my day, we were in the room doing the selection time, where the coach would do the selection, and it was funner, so everything can happen. Penalty side. Then he said, "Agyemang, please, when you come to this side, you are not amount, because they know me to be a good shooter. This kind of penalty stuffs, I'm not around." So he said, "When it comes, you can take some decisions, and you will not allow anyone to talk. The penalties, you are not amount the first 5. If in case it goes over and it's your turn for you to play, that one fine. But the first 5, please don't even come and worry me that you want to play some."
Either you were not good at the training ground when it comes to penalties or what?
No, the training grounds, Ade was the best penalty kicker.
And he missed.
Yeah. It's the same thing like the 2015 AFCON. Afri Aqua was one of the best penalty kickers, and Fracachampo was even every time scoring at the training grounds. But training grounds, and when it comes to proper penalty case, is different, because training grounds, you are with us, where even you miss it, there's no pressure on you, there's nothing. So I agree, because that wasn't my field. I know my field. And it got to the D-Day, 120 minutes of football, and it came. So I was just somewhere minding my business. So we play, and gradually it gets to the time we need somebody to just have that kick. And David Daddy was there, Opoku Agyemang was there. So I asked David if he would play. At that time, he was at Denmark, around this. He said, no, I won't. Then I asked Opoku, he was at Qatar as well. He said, no. Then something went through my mind. I said, hey, these people are playing in Europe. Even if they miss this penalty, from Egypt to Qatar, just 2 hours. You can run away. Me, if I miss this one, I need to come to Accra and get a car to Kumasi. My friend, at that time, they will finish me in this country. But, before the tournament, my mom said she had a dream that I have scored a goal and my name was everywhere. So our game against Uzbekistan, I hit some ball from the center, and it hit the crossbar. So after the game, I went on and I picked the phone. I said, "Hey, Sofo Mami, it didn't come on." He said, "Yeah, I saw that ball. It will look like the one I scored at the Puskas Award at the AFCON 2012. But this one was around the center area." So he said, "Oh, let's wait and pray. It will come." So in just like some seconds, the one, if I miss it, I have to come to Ghana, and the pressure will be on me. And what my mom told me, it reflects like 10 seconds. So I gathered the courage. I said, no, I think what my mom said, this is the time for me to have a name for myself and for the nation and for my family as well. So when I was going, these two things, eh, semisena, eh, semisensua. So I was going. You know, pressure was on me. Obviously, I need to say the truth. But the moment I picked the ball, everything vanished. So I went back. But you know, when it comes to penalty kicks, goalkeepers, they have their target. Some goalkeepers can target 3 on the left, 2 on the right, or some can target 5 all on the left side. So I was watching. I was watching and I saw he was very good on the right side. Like all the penalty kicks that went there, he nearly got it. But Adia Inkum, who put it on the other side, he struggled a bit. So I was having that one as well. So when I stopped a bit, I saw him going on the right. That means he's locked. You know, he can't turn back to the other side. I said, what Bobo said, I'm not going to play any shot here. I'm not going to do anything. Let me just play it on the carpet and see what will happen. And thank God, I had it very, very easy.
Thank God he had it very easy. And what the mother said, what his mother dreamt of, actually came to pass, because since 2009, that memory continues to linger in the minds of so many Ghanaians. And it is something we continue to talk about. We'll be wrapping up the conversation very soon. We're having a special conversation with Agyemang Badu, a former Black Stars player, a former World Cup winner with the Black Satellites, a former player with Udinese, a former player of Hellas Verona. He played at the 2010 AFCON after that tournament. Emma, before we talk about the 2010 AFCON, that you were part of that team, because that was a team that we had almost all, they say all of our best players were not there, but we made it to a final. Talk to me about Coach Salah Stete. What kind of coach is he?
Excellent coach. He knows. He have eye on the job. He's focused, and he really helped most of the stars now, because most of them they pass through Liberty Professionals, the likes of Asian, Sulemuntari, Asamoah Jan, Kwajo Asamoah, Daniel Ajay, and co. And we who couldn't get a chance to play for Liberty, through the national team, the likes of me, Andre Dedayu, Jonathan Mensah, he's been very fantastic to us. So all I can say is very determined, focused, and an excellent coach.
Did he impart that kun fire kun into your mind?
Yeah. After his board meeting, you know, he was said, "My guys, kum fire kum." But we understand the meaning of that one. So we will just have our prayers and we go. Then after the game, when we win, he will come. Let's pray. Then after he will just add the kum fire kum. What is written is written. Yeah. So I think these people they were having this kind of, you know, confidence like you win the cup. Mr. Jordan will say the same thing. Slastete will come and say the same thing. Andre Dedayu will say the same thing. You know, after our 2 games, you know, most of the players were getting that feeling that, Charlie, if we increase something bit, we can win it. And the management, Randy Abe, was there giving us the confidence, everything, talking to the government on our behalf. So, you see, like, petty things were added, and it was great. So the Kumfaya Kumtu was our main PowerPoint.
Now let's talk about Black Stars. I'm not going to take it specifically because the conversation is dragging. 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015 AFCON, 2017 AFCON. Talk to me about your career in the national team. You've played about 78 games for the Black Stars, if I'm right, and you've scored some incredible goals. What are your high points playing for the national team?
I think the 2010 AFCON, the highest point, and my worst AFCON is the 2013 in South Africa.
Why?
Yeah, we wasn't playing well. We were struggling with teams that we need to beat very easily. The likes of Cape Verde, we struggle with them. Burkina, we had a lot of issues, problem with them, and or even all the games we won, we were not playing good and beating teams 2-1, 1-0, not playing well. It was one of my worst AFCONs. But the 2010 was great. See, players was hungry. They promoted most of the under 20 guys, like 7, to the team, and have a mix with the experienced ones. And playing with the Antonianas, Kojoa Samoes, it was very fantastic. 2015 was very good as well. Why I said it was good is because 2014 we all know what happened at the World Cup. When we came, there was fire everywhere. Yeah, but after 6 months, we gathered ourselves and went on the AFCON, and we got to the finals. The team gathered very well because when we were playing even the qualifiers here, nobody was coming to the stadium. When in the bus going to training day, you see our gallant supporters, how they love the Blasters, booing us. It was very weird, but we stood strong, talked to ourselves, and we had a coach like Avram, who is very well experienced. He knows how to calm nerves, and he calms everything, and we got on finals. So the highest point will be on that side. But my worst is the 2013 AFCON.
The most difficult player you've come up against was playing for the Black Stars.
Yaya Toure. You see, was it the 2010 AFCON where when they were coming, they have this accident, this armed robbers, and they, I think we were in group with, is it Togo?
It was a group of Togo, Burkina, and Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, Togo, they had problems, so they couldn't come, and our first game was against Ivory Coast, playing against Yaya Toure and Zakora. You see, when you are playing in a midfield, where you have this kind of midfielders, when they had the ball, you can't get the ball from them. But when you have it, they will get it easy from you.
Why that?
Well experienced, very strong on the ball, height-wise, everything. Intelligent. He's far from us at that time. And I really struggle with him. And he is the most difficult player I have played with when it comes to the AFCON.
Talk to us about that Puskas goal. That goal that was nominated for the Puskas award. What was going through your mind? A corner, a pass came, a volley. What was going through your mind before you hit that ball?
So it was a well-planned thing we did at training. Not the shooting. It was a three passes like this. I have to get the ball and make a good cross. So when it came, I think because of how the pitch was, it bounced on something, so it raised a bit on my leg. I said, this type of balls, you can't just do a cross with it. Let me just give it a try. And so, fortunately for me, like, it goes to where I wasn't suspecting the ball will go. It's one of my best goals after the one I scored against Lazio when I was at Udinese. Yeah.
You talked about 2014 because of what happened in 2014. Most of the players always don't know what to talk about 2014. But briefly, what happened?
Well, briefly, like how you said, I would say two things. Communication is important, and player welfare should be always the priority. Finish.
That is the shortest answer I've had on the Nabila show ever. Two things. Communication is important and player welfare. Finished. That's the simplest answer I've ever had. But maybe I'll try and get a bit of elaboration. What kind of communication?
See, when you are working with somebody, you need to communicate very well to the person to know when and where and how to go with issues. I think the communication was very poor. That is what escalated everything. I just know they just say this.
Do you regret that episode?
Obviously, everybody regretted it. Playing in the highest level, like the World Cup and things like this happened, nobody liked it. But like how I said, we have moved with it. I think when we came, things have really changed now. Since 2014, I never heard anyone complain about money issues and hula balloons out there. Things have really changed. So at times you need to go through the fire so that you understand how things work. But I'm just pleading with the GFA, the government, and whoever is in control that welfare of players and communication should be priority every time.
Since 2017, you've not had an opportunity to play for the Black Stars. How difficult has it been for you to cope with that until the point you decided to retire? Did you feel that a chance of playing for the Black Stars was over?
Well, 2017 I was in Turkey, Bursaspor. I was playing very well, and Mr. Kwasiapia had the chance to come back for the national team. I never had communication with him, and I wasn't surprised because Blasters is for the nation, and at any given time, coaches have their kind of players they need to fit in for them. I may say maybe at that time, for his formation, he wants to play. I will not fit in, and it's a nation. It's for everybody. You have like 5 million players who everybody wants to play for the nation. So I wasn't a bit surprised. I've been in the game for long, so I know how coaches, the kind of players they want at any given time. So I was okay with it. From there, I got injury. From 2018, I had injury. 2019, I had the injury as well. We entered 2020, mess with this COVID. And I took this decision, I think, like a year ago, 6 months, a year ago. But I wanted to communicate it well because I had the privileges to play football for the nation. Where I was, if not because of the nation, I don't know where I will be right now. So if the nation have done something for you and you want to bow out from the thing, you just need to thank the nation for the wonderful job they have done for you. So I took the decision after I spoke to my family, my lawyers, and my loved ones. 5 AFCONs without winning the ultimate, I think I need to sit back, allow young chaps to go in and try and win something for the nation.
Were you frustrated, or did you think that you were never going to get a chance of coming back to the Black Stars?
No, I wasn't. I know if I'm playing in and out every week, I will have a call-up. But like how I said, I have gone to 5 AFCONs, 78 games, 11 goals, all the junior ranks. Under 17, I was there in camp with them before. Under 20, I was there. First edition of Chan, I was there. My brother, what do I need again? I just need to thank the nation and give somebody a chance to move on and try to win something for the nation and concentrate on club level.
Do you regret you people not winning the AFCON? Because I remember very well the 2013 edition. Many people have said we were going to win. 2015, people said this was our year. 2010, 85th minute goal from Mohamed Gidonagi. Do you regret? And why did you people not win the tournament?
In my life, so now I have regretted 2 things. One is my private life, which I can't talk about it. And the second one is not winning the AFCON for Blasters. Well, I may add 1 to it, which is Udinese were not able to enter the group stages of Champions League. You're having this qualification, twice in a row, but we couldn't. One against Arsenal, one against Sporting Praga. But how I have get the opportunity, the privilege to play for the nation, and I couldn't win anything. The junior level, yes, but the senior level, 5 AFCON, 78 games, I think is one of the worst things I have regretted. But that is life. Maybe the new chaps will make us proud. And the question again?
The question about why you people never won it.
You see, it's a question every time it goes through our mind as well. Even when 4 days ago I was in the gym with Jonathan, and we are saying the same thing you are asking me now. I asked him, so I said, my guy, what happened in 2015? Because I can't recall myself, or if maybe you can help me. Any team or a nation going up 2 penalty kicks and still lose to the opponent. I can't recall myself if it have ever happened in football.
I can't recall myself too.
So at times you just lead small luck. It's not about what you will do on the pitch, but in everything in life in general, when even you are going out in the morning, you pray for luck, and the luck wasn't there. That's why I said let's go out and hope that these young chaps will get the luck and win something for the nation.
Do you have any intent of being maybe a team manager, maybe uh, a coach someday?
Coach is an option, but it's not my first priority. My first priority is to get talent for a club or for the nation. That's where I am very good at. Most of the players you thought they have illustrious career are suffering when they are coaching. I will go in, but I need to have a second thought of it, speak to a lot of people to open up my mind before I will go in. But I will go in, but it needs something that I need to have a long, you know, playing good football, having the name doesn't mean you will be a good coach. So it's a thought that I need to have meetings, consultations with a lot of people before I will go in. But I will go in.
I have two questions. Two questions, then we'll wrap up the conversation. I hope we will not extend it more because we've been speaking for quite a long time. 2010 World Cup. You were part of the team that prepared in France. Unfortunately, you couldn't make it to the World Cup. Talk to me about that. How difficult was it for you to accept that with barely few weeks to the start of the World Cup, you were not there? And talk to us about the background stuff, training sessions in France, what kind of coach Milo was.
Well, the qualifiers in 2010 AFCON, if you go back, I think I scored like four goals in that qualifiers. I was having a great form at that time. Our last game against Cagliari in Italy, I wasn't having this kind of feeling that I should play the game. So I was at the bench. When the list came, I was at the bench. I said, "Oh, thank God," because it was like after the following Monday, I need to go to France to meet the team for camping. So we were leading 2-1, and I think it was Sanchez or somebody get injured, and I was one of the midfielders on the bench, the only one left. They brought me inside. First touch, second touch, then again injury. So I was having the feeling before the game. So I said, "Ugh, well, let me go and do the scan and stuff like that to see how the injury is." So after the game, I called Alex Asante and he informed Milovan, and he called me and said, "No, still need to come to camp." Because, you know, they have this perception that when you are coming to the national teams, the clubs doesn't want to release the players. But this is the highest level of World Cup. So I want to go. I had a scan and they said I need to be out for like 3 weeks. So I informed them, they said still I need to come. But Italy and France is just like 1 hour and a half flight. I flew there, met the doctors. I gave them the report I had from Italy. And Milo said, "No, I need to stay. We are now coming to start the preparation, which will take like 2 weeks. So I will miss one game, which will be the group stages. From there, my 3 weeks would end, and I can start training with the team." But you know, a footballer, you need to think after. This is the highest level. I don't want to go and disgrace myself, because once you are selected, nobody think the side of injury again. The coach, the management, the players may need you, but you need to think about yourself and after the World Cup, what will happen in your career. So I have a discussions with them. I say, "Coach, I know, but I need another 2-3 weeks to get my form back." So I think I spoke with him. He's very excellent, intelligent coach, and he agreed with me. And I left the camp and went back to Italy. So I watched most of the training programs, and funny, on some Thursday they said they are having a friendly game. So I thought it would be a mix, you know, with all the players so that the coach can see. Then he put all the under 20 footballers and the new players. He brought in one side, and he put the experienced players the other side. My brother, what really happened that day, it will be another story for another day.
Well, maybe he might not want to tell the story because I know the story so well of what transpired. Because I remember vividly, I was speaking to one of the officials of the Ghana Football Association who said that was what Melo did, and that was why he had the courage of dropping most of the senior players with few of them complaining. Maybe, like he said, a story for another day. But finally, we had to report that you're no longer with Hellas Verona. What is the future like?
Yeah, so I have terminated my contract with them. I'm a free agent now, and my agent is talking to some clubs. I'm not in a rush, because of the COVID. A lot of things are going on, and in some few weeks, you will know my destination.
When are you coming back to Kotoko?
Not to play on the field, but to work.
When are you coming back to Kotoko?
After my career, football career, I can't say 2 years, 3 years, but when I feel the body is not responding on the pitch, I will call it a quit.
When are you coming to Kotoko?
And after I call it a quit, I will go back to Kumasi.
You've still not answered my question. When are you coming to Kotoko?
I'm still playing, so right now I can't say it will be tomorrow or next week. I said when I call it a quit from football, I will join Asante Kotoko. Whether they want me or not, I will join.
You know why interesting thing? If Kotoko doesn't want you, you will still join them. But if the management of Kotoko today says, "Oh, Ima, come and help the boys," would you do it?
Today, no, because I'm still in football. I said I have stopped playing for the national team.
So you want to help Kotoko at the backroom staff, as a backroom staff, and not on the pitch?
Exactly. You have, but you know the answer. So why are you worrying me? Yeah. So you see, I think we need to revive the under-20 of Asante Kotoko. So looking at where I'm from, I think we can get talent from those areas to revive the under-20. Teams like Kotoko is like Real Madrid. You can't go for the under-20 players, but you need to put some to gain experience and know the culture and the character of Kotoko, so that you'll be having a good team each and every year. And I think the CEO is one of my good friends, and he have a thought about this kind of things. But right now there's a lot of pressure on him. He needs to concentrate on the senior side, get the results, get some players to just fix in. But looking at where I'm coming from, I can go around the villages, get some players for them. Not only Kotoko, but the national team under 20, under 17s, and even the soft sport club, Hasselfolk.
It appears. It appears you follow Kotoko very well. What do you think they can do this season? Do they have what it takes to win the league?
It's too early to say they can win the league. A new management, new players. We are having interim coach now, which we are not sure of what will happen tomorrow. You see, we are lacking two things in Kotoko now, even in general football. When a team is not playing well and they are scoring, there's some confidence that, okay, well, the team is not playing well, but we are getting the goals and we are getting the point. It's one thing. When the team is not scoring and they are playing well, then you can have confidence that, we need to work on the attacking midfielders, the strikers, and everybody, so that when the goals start coming, you get both. Now we are lacking both. The team is not playing well and we are not scoring. When was the last time you saw or see Kotoko winning 2-0? It was against only Liberty. For like a year, or I never see Kotoko winning 2-0, 1-0, 1-1. But I hope they will build on this 2-0 to gain the confidence back. Even if the game is not how we want it to flow, we need to start burying the goals. If the goals are not coming, we need to start playing well. But we are lacking both right now.
How do we get them?
We get them what the coaches will tell them, the training they will give them, how the management will talk to them, and the player yourself. You need to have this courage and work, not to work when you train at 3 o'clock, you get there 2:45. You need to be there when you train at 3, like 1:30. Get dressed, do some personal stuff before the coach comes, and that will add it to you, because When they are coming to buy you, they will leave the coach and buy you, and you will go. And after, you will be enjoying with your family and your friends. So you don't need to wait for the coach or the CEO to tell you what to do on the pitch. You need to go out there and work extra for yourself. When I was in Brekum Asnas, I wake up around like 4. You know, at that time, I was see Bobby Po, you know, on the mountain. You'll be at the best secondary school. Everybody knows there. And I will be climbing the mountain up and down. So you need extra work to add to what the coach will tell you to survive in football.
You need extra work to add to what the coach will tell you to survive in football. This has been the Nabila Show with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. Our guest today was Emmanuel Agyemang Badu, a former player of the Black Stars, a former World Cup winner with the Black Satellites. Thanks very much for your company. We appreciate the time you spent with us. Enjoy the rest of our programs.